Welcome to City League Sports, the show where we tell stories about all things Columbus City League athletics. So I'm your host, Krista Frost, filling in for Dr. Clarno, and today we have Columbus Africentric Early College football in the studio with us. Thank you all for being here. That does include head coach Jamell Davis. Thank you for joining us. We also have two first-team All-City Rising stars, Mekhi Johnson and Sean Smith Jr. And I want to let you guys go ahead and give a little shout-out or something. If you want to say hi to everyone who's going to...
What up?
Popping, y'all. Shout out my family. Shout out Africentric.
Okay, Coach, I do want to go ahead and start with you, if that's okay. So you did make a quote about a time that you were at East coaching, right? And you saw Africentric practicing. You said that there were, dual practices or something?
Yeah, so I'm well-traveled, but it was, for 3 years, I was the offensive coordinator at East High School, and all 3 of those years, we did joint practices with Africentric. So in my mind, I was thinking, just planning down the line, if I ever became a head coach, then I would want to do it at Africentric. I liked the facilities and things like that. I saw it was a family atmosphere at the school. So after East, I coached at Gahanna, but then a year after that, the Africentric job opened. So I wasn't thinking it was going to be that soon, but when it opened up, I reached out to one of my mentors, Reggie Lee. He's a former Hall of Fame head coach at Brookhaven girls basketball, and he was helping out at Africentric. So when I saw it was open, I asked him about the opportunity, and he said it would be a good thing to apply for that. So I put the application in, and it happened.
And here you are.
Yep.
Well, and you said at the time that you watched them practice, and you said it was a positive environment, that
yes.
you wanted to be the head coach there one day. So now that you are here, what's it been like? Are you happy with that decision? Do you still stand by everything that you thought and said before?
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's higher than I expected. I love the family atmosphere. So I'm a graduate of Brookhaven High School, so we were really a family oriented, and we went to the basketball games, soccer games, track, all of that type of stuff. But then when it closed down, I didn't have anywhere to go. But now that I'm at Africentric, I have a home, so I'm going to all the games, and it feels like family.
Well, and word on the street is you got a little bit of talent on the field, just a little bit of talent on the field this year. And there's two of those guys right with us right now, sitting next to us. And so how special are these two on the field?
Oh, definitely. There are vocal leaders, and they have the most experience. So we have a pretty young team. The youngest team I ever heard of, honestly. We only have one senior, 2 juniors. Mekhi is one of those juniors, 5 sophomores, and then the rest is 20-plus freshmen. So really that's like a JV roster, but they have the talent, and they're doing everything that we tell them to do, and we're taking our lumps now, but they're growing fast, and I think we're going to have a bright future.
So I knew that you had a pretty young team, but I didn't realize it was that young.
Yeah, one senior.
That's impressive, and that's actually exactly what I was going to ask right after this, is that you both are still pretty young. So, Mekhi, you're a junior this year, right?
Yes.
And then, Sean, you're a sophomore this year. Okay, so a young team, how are you trying to mold them? How are you trying to create that sort of winning environment or culture?
We're just trying to set the foundation for them. So they have a lot of good examples at the school. It's a lot of winning tradition at the school. We got Coach Bates. He's been at the school since it opened, since the high school opened in 2003. So basketball, they have that tradition. Will McKinney, he's still in the building. He's not the girls basketball coach anymore, but that spirit is still there. Coach Shaq is doing a great job. So I'm just trying to lean on those guys and build off of that winning tradition, and then just bring it over to football.
And it's smart that you have something to kind of go off of and help you, people that are there for you, that's for sure. And that these two were also named first-team All-City athletes. What does that mean? What's the scale of how impressive or amazing that is?
That's super impressive, especially for both of them. So last year, Mekhi was a sophomore, and Sean was a freshman. So he was actually All-State as a freshman. So that's unheard of also in my coaching career.
He's like, that's right.
Very talented individuals. And we got some younger guys, too. Like, we got a lot of freshmen this year. We got one of them, Caleb Anthony. He's doing very well right now. He's on pace to break a lot of records, and he's probably going to be one of those All-City guys as well.
Sounds like you've got a tough year ahead of you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of sarcasm in case you didn't catch that, because it's a lot of talent that you've got on your team, and I'm actually super, super impressed. But you still, you did lose a little bit of talent last year.
We lost a lot. We lost a lot of talent. We had a pretty big senior class. The main one, Dan Wagner, I think he did an interview on this podcast as well. Yeah. And Caleb Anthony is kind of trying to fill in that role, and he's on pace to do the same or better
so
this
you're
year.
Not concerned about trying to rebuild and you think you've got a pretty good foundation?
Talent-wise they're there, but we're still building a mentality.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
It takes time, that's for sure. And then just your own legacy, right? So we know that there was a coach that was before you that did very, very well, right?
Yeah.
How are you trying to do your own thing? How are you trying to create your own legacy, make it a little bit different?
So I'm trying to put my flavor in it, but the blueprint is already out there from my mentor. So I graduated from Brookhaven, so all of those coaches, they all indoctrinated into me, that legacy. And then also around the city, coaches I watched. So how I met Mekhi is I used to go to so Brookhaven closed down, and I needed basketball games to go to. And South, they were doing good at the time. And the coach over there, Ramon Spears, he did a great job. So I watched him, and that was one of my, not mentors, but somebody that I looked at and saw how he ran his program, tried to take some of that stuff. And that's where I met Mekhi at when he was in middle school and elementary school when his brother was playing basketball. So him, then also the guys I already mentioned, Michael Bates, taking some of the stuff that he does and trying to put that with football, Will McKinney, Coach Shaq, different stuff like that. But my main inspiration is probably Charles Andrick. He coaches now at Reynoldsburg, but he's a City League graduate as well. He went to Brookhaven. He's the one that got me in coaching, started when I was 19. So I've been up through the ladder, coaching freshman team, doing stats, all that different type of stuff. So I did all of that and learned it the hard way and got it from Coach Andrick, and that's my main inspiration for coaching.
Wow, that's incredible. And it definitely helps, that you've got some young leaders on the team.
Yeah.
Mekhi, I want to go ahead and just kind of switch it over to you. So you guys have kind of known each other to an extent, right?
Yeah.
For a little bit of time, is that right? You watched his brother?
I probably knew him more than he knew me.
Okay. And that's because, Mekhi, you're family.
Yeah.
Where did we begin? Okay, so your dad played at South, your mom played at Independence, your brother plays at Ohio Dominican, your sister plays at Pittsburgh. This is all basketball, right?
Basketball.
My goodness, how on earth, how is the family dynamic as far as all that athletic ability in one family? What is it like growing up in an environment like that?
It's a lot, It's good though because we have a good family of basketball traditions, and I'm the only football player, so it just means a lot, and I just have a good family.
Well, and so all basketball, but you're the football guy.
Yes.
How did that happen?
It just adapted to me because my other brother, he played football too, but after his little league inspiration, he just stuck with basketball, but it just stuck with me. And baseball is my only position too. So I can go do good in baseball too. Okay,
nice. And they all, looks like, went to college, had very successful careers when it comes to their athletic careers. Are you hoping to follow along? I mean, you've already done really well so far, but you're a junior in high school. I mean, you've got more room for growth. What are you hoping for this year, next year, maybe college?
I just want to develop and just grow as a person and just keep following my dreams.
That's incredible. And so both of you guys, leaders on this team, Mekhi and Sean, talk to me about the fact that you guys are still both pretty young. How are you trying to be that vocal, that leadership that's on your team, especially on the field?
I just want everybody to stay humble. Really. I just want my teammates to stay humble, keep their composure, all those types of stuff, make sure they're doing the right things, make sure help them out if they need it, stuff like that.
Basically be leaders of the team and just stick with the team and whatever we go through, and we just got to stay together and just come together as a team.
That's definitely the key. Now, your leadership for this year, it does come after last year. Both of you were named first team All-City athletes. I just want to ask, how does that feel?
Oh, man. It's like me and Sean, we have a chip on our shoulder. So whatever we do, we got to take the advantage that we have right now and just follow our dreams, and then it's going to develop.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I still got more to prove. Like last year, it's not. I got first team all city, first team all district, third team all state. That was a good accomplishment for my freshman year, but my sophomore year, I need more. I got more to prove.
I feel like I can get all state this year for my junior and senior year.
Well,
that's what I'm working on.
So that's what I was going to ask. Yeah, what is more? You guys are saying more. So, Sean, do you?
I want a good record. I want to have a good playoff run. That's what my objective is. Go get a good playoff run. Last year it came up short in the first round against where's the Christian, but this year I feel like we could go longer and farther this year in the playoffs.
Wow, you guys got some big goals for yourself.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Now I am curious. Memorable moments, memorable games, anything on the field. Is there maybe another player on a different team or maybe on your own team or a different team altogether that gives you guys a really good challenge when you're out there?
Man, I think it's probably South. Last year.
That was our top game.
South and Mary Franklin, them are probably like the toughest challenges we probably be having, cause like they actually skilled, so like they always fight. They always fight to the end.
Two very physical teams.
Yeah.
Very physical.
That made me want to play better. That made me want to actually like just.
And you know, we got a lot of friends that's on the team too, so it just makes it even more funner.
Especially with Mekhi, that's his neighborhood. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. It's obviously New Year. I feel like things are really just getting started when it comes to football. I mean, we just saw NFL really kick off, right? So I know everyone's like, okay, yeah, we got the NFL and everything. When it comes to preparing and like those changes that we just talked about, especially something like South, how do you feel about like facing those tough teams this year?
It raises the intensity in practice, but we try to stay steady all year. So we try to prepare hard all year. We definitely get up for teams intensity-wise, but I feel like we have a good plan all year round. So it's indoctrinated into the kids, and we're not just trying to change stuff for one team. So we're making it so it's year-round. The intensity should be up. But those games, it does get higher, obviously, because the neighborhood proximity and things like that. But we try to keep it going year-round.
Okay. Now, we talked about the fact that you guys lost some really great talent, people who just graduated from last year. And so this year it's kind of a younger team. But I am curious, any City League players that you two young athletes, maybe watched last year, maybe picked up some things from, anyone that you just want to give a shout out to?
Shout out my boy Dan. I really looked up to him as a brother because we grew up and I just studied off what he did, and I just based off what he did, I tried to do. So shout out to him.
Yeah, Dan Wagner, he was a real like leader on the team last year. He helped me out through the tough times and stuff. He made me become who I am, like a better person on the field and off the field.
And I'm just curious, now that he's in college playing at Toledo, right?
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. Do you guys stay in touch with him? Do you pay attention, follow, maybe, look at what he's doing and think, okay, these are some of the things that I could be doing next, whether it be athletics or maybe academics too.
Yeah.
So Sean, I kind of want to ask you, last year was your first year on this team.
Yeah.
Can I just how are you feeling after such a successful first year?
Well, really last year was probably my first year playing football for like 3 years. Because of COVID, I didn't get to play Little League in my last 2 years. So last year was like a re-jump, like a new me. Because I ain't played in so long, so I just learned a lot from the beginning. Then I just had to transfer it to my game on the field.
So was that actually kind of difficult? I didn't even think about that, coming from a pandemic where you just don't have
Yeah, it was a hard transition, but I had to get used to it, and it made me just play better and feel me, stuff like that.
Now, a leader on the team, but this is where I gotta ask. Word on the street is that you're a funny guy. Look, he's cheesing. He's cheesing. One, I have to ask, do you have any jokes? Do you have anything ready?
I ain't got no jokes, but for me, I don't like people around me being sad, mad. I like having a happy environment around me. I make sure everybody's straight. Because I know if somebody down, I already know they down. You could tell. But I just don't like having sad people, a bad environment around me. I like everybody being positive on the same page.
He's basically the guy you can just run to and just makes you smile or laugh out of nowhere.
And it's not even only on the team, at the whole school. Everybody loves Big Sean. The teachers, principals, the girls.
That's my boy, man.
Everybody loves Big Sean.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gotta impress the ladies. Humor is definitely the way to do that. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Well, I'm curious. Okay, so you're talking about this, I can tell, kind of a really nice bubbly personality that you've got.
Yeah.
Not quite right now, but that's okay. I'll let you, how, when you're maybe on the field or something, maybe the other team is winning. How, is there a way that you use that personality to
I've been working on myself. Sometimes I probably, I get in my head sometimes, but I have learned, you don't win every game. There's some games you're going to lose, some games you're going to win. So I just try to make everybody keep their head up, because we always got another week, and make sure everybody good. Because we could get better. We get better every day. So
in the games, we just basically try to stay positive and just keep our heads up. But sometimes our teammates get down, but I try, and me and Sean, we try to bring them up, and we just have to keep our heads up, and every time we always have next week. So
And that's what we try to teach them, to fight through adversity, because not only in the football field, but in life, adversity is going to happen, and how you respond to it is how well of a man you are. So that's one of the rules we try to teach the kids.
That's a really good thing. And actually, that kind of brings me to a question that I did want to ask you. So you're not only a coach, right, when it comes to athletics and stuff. I mean, you're with these guys a lot, and I think it's not a secret. We all know that sports, it's more than just sports, right?
Oh,
it's learning fundamentals and a foundation that helps you in life. So how are you trying to mold a bunch of young men?
So we try to use sports to mold them to be better men. Like the thing I just said before, adversity happens in life at all times, but how you respond to it is the mark of a man. So we try to teach them how to fight through that and things like that. Being on time. Being on time is late, so we want them 5 minutes early. Stuff like that is what I learned and was taught from my coaches, and I still use it in my daily life. I think it helped me get every job I've had and things like that, so I'm just trying to pass that knowledge down to the boys. The standard is always high with us. First, we always want to win the league. That's number one. We want to win the league and go to the playoffs and make a playoff run. So that's every
playoff run.
That's every year, no matter who's on the roster. That's how we prepare. That's how my coaching staff prepares. That's what these guys, that's all they're used to. So Sean, he came in as a freshman. We went to the playoffs, finished second in the league, tied second in the league. So we got to have goals higher than that for all the years that he's there.
You think you got it?
Yeah, we got it.
No pressure or anything.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask, especially for you two young athletes, you're athletes, but you're also scholars still. You're, taking those classes and stuff. So tell me, what are your favorite classes?
My favorite, I like math.
You jumped in with that so quickly. You said, I can talk about this.
I like science. Basically, like my classes, I have like anatomy, and I like to study things like body things. So whenever I get hurt or anything, I can just know what's wrong or anything, what's wrong with me or what's wrong with somebody else. So I will know that type of stuff.
I wish I had thought that when I was taking.
Give some shout outs to your math teacher and science teacher.
Yeah, shout out Mama Biswas, shout out Ms. Biswas, and all of our science teachers.
Shout out Mama Fountain and Mama Burley.
Okay, all right.
Not barely, yeah.
Look at how excited you guys are talking about those classes. That's really refreshing to see.
Yeah.
I was not that excited when I was in high school about my academics, to say the least. That's for sure. Okay, so any academic goals that you guys might have for yourselves?
Keep my grades up, literally. I had good grades last year, but I was transfer over this year. I just want to stay on top of my work and all that.
Same.
Okay. And as far as college, is that something that you guys have even thought about? Or you're not too far, Mekhi, from college. I know that I was about a junior when I started thinking and looking about those things. Where are you at right now? If you want to share. Is it something you're hoping to maybe?
Yeah, I'm just hoping to pass all my classes. What's my biggest goal? I just want to become a valedictorian.
Okay. I
really want to. That's my biggest goal. I've been trying to plan that ahead. So.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been thinking about college. Yeah, it's something I want to do in life. Something I want to get to, because my dad and my mom, they didn't really get to college, all that. So I want to be like a person in my family to get a high school, college diploma, all that, bachelor's, all that, whatever.
Yeah, and his brother too.
Yeah, because my brother's in the military now.
Okay.
He went to Central State for his last 2 years. He went to Africentric. He ran track, played football, but then he just went to the military. So I just want to be just go through college, get through all college for my family.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank your brother for his service.
Yeah.
That's incredible. But it sounds like you both have big goals, big plans, not only on the field, but also off the field. That's really important to keep in mind, for sure. So trying to just keep this team together, push them forward, get better, right? I mean, how do you continue to push yourselves or grow? What did practices look like day to day,
We just keep our head down and grind. So we try to keep stuff consistent. We have a schedule so the boys get used to it and come out there and just get the work done. And just doesn't matter who we're playing. We want to practice the same way every time, practice hard, make sure they're focused, because we got a young team. So we're just trying to teach them the way of the world, just how things go. And they're doing a great job with it. It's some ups and downs, but mostly up. So we're just going to keep on going in that positive way.
And I know earlier we mentioned, Sean, you're actually the one who brought up just the pandemic and how a lot of different disruptions really changed the way that you guys were able to practice, or maybe even just the skill set that you have. It's probably better now than it was a few years ago. With a variety of different kinds of disruptions that we've experienced in the past few years, tell me, especially as a coach, How do you get back in? How do you perfect those skills? How do you teach them new things or keep those things sharp?
So we use technology a lot, and I'm the computer teacher as well at Africentric. So we used to do stuff on Zoom and things like that when we were in the pandemic, so they could learn the offense and the defense and things like that. So last year, definitely at the beginning, COVID affected us, and we missed a game as well. But just even as far as practice, like we had to be split up sometimes and things like that. So having everybody together this year has definitely helped us, and I feel like we're a closer team this year, honestly, because the pandemic is over and we're able to practice more together and we spend more time around each other. So I think
I was going to ask if you two agreed with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I really agree.
Those skills that you've perfected for the pandemic, I mean, going into this year and everything that you've been through last year, what are the games that you're most anxious or excited or looking forward to? Is there something that you're like, okay, I see this on the schedule?
Bridge, man, let me talk about it. So what really happened was we had the Ridge's head coaches. They was at our school like a couple years ago when I was in 8th grade.
My freshman year.
I was in 8th grade. So they was leading me on, I thought we was going to have them next year. Well, so they got a new job at Mary Franklin. So run at Ridge. So that just been like, I just got to play for real, like play hard. Cause like that really changed. Like they just really left for real. And I thought I was going to have them for like a good 4 years. But it changed. So like, it just made me want to play harder.
Since he's the other coach, I play harder and show him what we really about.
Yeah, like what he missing out on.
Right.
Because I got some dogs. Yeah.
Well, you guys definitely sounds like have a good team, have a good foundation, and are hopefully going to only get better and stronger when it comes to the talent that's on this team. I know you kind of already mentioned, but I do want to ask freshmen, people that we need to keep an eye on, the new guys.
It's a lot of them. I'll start. I'll go position by position. So offensive line wise, freshman we have Deron Gray. He starts center. Hilton Varnado, he plays some offensive line and tight end. Wide receiver wise, Caleb Anthony, Darian Matlock, they play offense and defense.
Oh, wow.
Any other freshmen?
Joshua Smith.
Oh, yeah, Joshua Smith. And Josh Smith is legacy, so I think he had about 5 or 6 siblings that came through Africentric and played sports.
Yeah.
One of his next closest brother, Josiah Smith, he played for me last year. He was a senior on our team last year. So, yeah, Josh is definitely a good one for us, and he's been at Africentric his whole life. So,
okay.
That's pretty much about it.
A lot of talent, family legacy.
Oh, that's why I love the school, the family atmosphere.
Is that what really?
Yeah, a lot of legacy. Sean went there most of his life. Mekhi went there most of his life. So just having that in the future, that's going to help us, because it's kids right now that I know that are in 6th and 7th grade. Coaches and teachers come and tell me, hey, they're going to play for you in 4 years. They come to our games. Some of them are on the sidelines with us. So I like that.
So looping back around, it's, you're starting kind of new as this coach and stuff.
Definitely. And
you said you didn't regret it. You said you wanted to do this, but it sounds like you're going to be here for.
Oh yeah, I got in a building now as a teacher, so I'm not going anywhere. My son's going to be in preschool next year. We're trying to get him in, so this is definitely a dream job for me.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for all of you guys.
Thank you.
This coming year, I hope playoffs and more than that, everything that you want, and that includes success also in academics and in the classroom. So thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Is there anything that I just want to ask? Last minute things that you're just excited about or looking forward to for this coming year, or maybe even next year? Anything that we should be looking out for as you guys are playing on the field?
I'm just excited to see the growth of these boys. So our team is young, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So they're going to be back. We're going to have pretty much the same team for at least 3 years.
Right.
We only got 1 senior, then we only got 2 juniors. So by the time they get older, it's definitely going to be something to watch. It's something to watch now, but then I think we're going to go to heights that have never been seen in the City League by that time.
It's going to be incredible to watch. And Mekhi, I do want to ask real quick, you don't have any other younger siblings that are going to be coming through any pro?
No.
You're the last one. We should be okay. I just
last
wanted to
Dom.
make sure there isn't anyone else that we need to be paying close attention to, because it sounds like, and then Sean, do you have an older brother but no other siblings?
I had cousins. I had a lot of cousins that went there, yeah.
Okay, all right. And even play football?
They played basketball and football.
All right.
Yeah. One of them, Red Potts, he played for Ball State right now.
Yeah, he's a corner for Ball State.
Red Potts.
Africentric.
Yeah.
He played basketball and football at Africentric.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing how much talent has gone through this district.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
John Figueroa, he played high school ball for Africentric. They went to the state title, all that, runner-ups and stuff like that. Who else? I got cousins. Yeah, I got a lot of
He's got a lot of cousins.
I got cousins on cousins.
Yeah,
I got-
Sean and Talil, half of the team is their cousin.
Oh, really?
I got a
Shout out to Lil.
Yeah, shout out to Lil and Chase.
Yep.
Them all boys right there. I got a lot of cousins around this city for real. Meet Demetrius Crenshaw. He went to Pick Central, played quarterback. He's at Youngstown State starting quarterback right now. So
Growing up, both of you, it sounds like in athletic families then.
Yeah.
What is that like? I mean, is there a certain competitive edge that you're just kind of like, I'm assuming it's in your DNA at this point. But I mean, what is it like playing with your siblings, your cousins, whatever, when you're little?
it's competitive.
Yeah, I didn't even get to play with my siblings, but we know us growing up in the backyard or just outside hooping, it was just a fun thing to play with my siblings, my brother and my sister. So.
Wow.
Yeah, make it seem like I'm gonna make it a little challenge because you always want to be better than them. So like,
Little brothers are always feisty.
That's the way you got to be, though, especially if you're a younger sibling. You got to have a little bit of feisty in you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us today, and I really appreciate it. I, again, wish you guys all the luck.
Thank you.
thank you.
And that's
Thank
all the
you.
time that we do have. So I want to go ahead and just say thank you for listening to our guests. We do appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. But be sure to catch all future episodes on WCBE 90.5 FM. You can also catch us on Spotify, Apple, or whatever platform that you prefer to listen to your favorite podcast. Additionally, follow us on Instagram, City League Sports 614. And until next time, I am your host, Krista Frost, filling in for Dr. Vince Clarineau. This is City League Sports.